You know, this is such a famous play. Is it exciting or frightening to know that it's won Tony Awards and it's just so famous?
Well, these guys know I'm a big fan of what I call the Renaissance comedians.
Okay.
I mean, and I'm talking like the Marx Brothers and W.C. Fields and Laurel and Hardy. Phil Silvers, who did the show, actually was written for him.
Yep.
I find it to be like visiting old friends.
Okay.
You know, and I think I don't know if you grew up with the movie, you know, because I didn't see the play until later. But with the movie, I mean, I loved it. It was like watching the Three Stooges or the Marx Brothers.
I thought you guys were the Three Stooges for a second here.
Well, in effigy.
Yeah. And how about for you?
Yeah. Well, I think. I don't worry so much about that. I'm actually one that likes to do the research on the time period or the piece but I'm not so caught up in what other people have done. And some of that is that I grew up in theater. My parents met in the lobby of a theater, and I literally grew up in and around it, which was a great joy. And what it was about was the process of creating with the people you're with.
Right.
Now, there's nothing wrong. The old adage of steal everything and anything you can from people. Sure. On the other hand, I love the idea that it doesn't really matter to me what someone else has done to me. What I like to do is get a script and say, who is this guy? All right, who does the team that's here? Who's the director, the choreographer, the musical director? Who do they want him to be, and what do I read and interpret? And it doesn't mean that I'm going to come up with the definitive version of it. It's not important. What's important is the people who paid tonight are going to see the best thing that I can give them every night, no matter where I am, what city it's in, or whatever. So for me, that's more important, and it's not a denigration of what other people have done. It's absolute an appreciation of that, and knowing that every night is a singular experience. Every night when someone did it on Broadway, it was a singular experience for the people who came to see it.
Right.
And that will be true tomorrow. It'll be true the next day. So
it might not be true a week from Tuesday.
No, probably not. Here at the Norris Theater in Rolling Hills Estates,
yes.
which is my home theater, by the way. I've been told to mention that I actually was. I went to Rolling Hills High School, so last year when I came and did Millie here, that was the first time. Exactly. Well, I didn't finish, but I went like 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
That was enough, right?
Long enough to do a show. Really, is all I wanted to be.
It was 4 days.
Yeah, it was. Well, I had a bottom locker, and it was just too much. So
I've heard.
Yeah. Hello.
No.
So Chastity's important.
18th through the 27th.
This is for the kids. Exactly.
Well, so for you, it's really coming home.
It really is, and this particular theater, one of the joys about, I think, with this show also is that this is 450 seats. This kind of show is so much about that shared experience that you guys talked about, and that's really why I think we do it. So ultimately, what you do is you share an experience, and whether that's a tragedy, whether it's to make them laugh, to make them cry, it's what you get back from the people who came to see it is just as important as what you give out, and to be literally and figuratively on top of people is both entertaining and
interesting as well.
And yeah, it is. It's a great way to share that joy.
No.
So I love playing in big places too, but there is something about being for me in a very much a home space, and knowing that there are people out there that you know and care about, that you can feel that energy coming back. I
have to add that this is the perfect house for comedy. I've worked here before. It's the perfect house for comedy because it's a nice size audience, but yet it's still intimate.
Well, I was just going to say the word intimate, but I didn't want to start up a whole new thing here.
What is wrong with you? We would never go there. None whatsoever. In fact, I kiss him on the lips during the show.
Well, I don't doubt that.
Yeah.
And it makes me jealous.
He gets very jealous.
This is behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Now, one person we don't see, of course, as viewers is the director. Talk a little bit about your director, because he must be amazing to be able to kind of rope you all together here.
Directing the show?
I know, yeah, right? Is that who it is?
Somebody, I forget.
Yeah.
Jimmy Grusing. Jimmy Grusing. The interesting thing about this show, and this is funny, at Disneyland, at the California Adventure Park, the part nobody goes to.
Yes. Wait, there's a couple of good rides there.
I know. There's a theater there called the Hyperion, and the show that's been running there for years has been Aladdin, a musical spectacular.
Right.
And it is a spectacular show. It's beautiful.
It is.
I was the first genie.
He created
I created the role of the genie. This guy followed me into
I Dream of Jeannie to sort of get,
Yeah, but not for that.
Okay.
And and this guy followed me into that role. When I left the role, he followed me in. Now you know who's doing it? Jimmy Grusing, our director. So there are 3 genies involved.
Amazing.
Yes.
And one genius.
And one
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank God for that.
And the reason why Nick had left the show, Aladdin, was to go into the national tour of the producers.
Yes.
Wow.
And then I left the national tour of the producers. And who followed me?
Came in and I followed him.
And this is a joy to my our
These
agent.
two follow each other. What's that about?
I don't know. I would love to be following them as well because I've been following the wrong people. It's not going well.
Nobody
Is
can.
the audience following the story?
Wait,
Yeah, I
I
just
think
wanna know.
we need to follow you with a video camera everywhere you go. And this is a great new reality
reality
show. Come
show.
on.
Yeah.
Following
Yes.
What can we call it? Mashugana.
Yeah.
Mashugana, the musical.
Cautionary tale.
Cautionary tale, yes.
Now,
I've had a few of those, yes.
now, how long will it take you guys to get this show up and running here at the Norris?
I'd
We
say, what,
started-
10,
Yes,
15 minutes?
That's it?
What do you think? 10,
Yeah.
15? I would say 10, 15.
Yeah,
I
you don't
either,
even-
but my-
You mean in terms of rehearsal time?
can't
They're
look away.
Yes.
yeah, they're
Would you mind?
in part.
Rehearsal time, they are. They can just go ahead and talk amongst themselves,
They're the
actually.
stars. It's allowed. It's allowed.
Wow,
So,
look at this.
so we actually started rehearsal last week.
Okay,
Now, the frame of reference here, when does this air, this particular show? Are we on live?
It's going to air very soon,
Oh, it
before
is.
you guys actually come up.
I gotta
So.
color correct my face.
We
Yes, so they don't need to do that. You're
put
gorgeous.
those wrinkles in.
Okay.
We started rehearsal when? Oh, what was the day? What was the date that we started? Is that me?
No,
The 30th, 31st.
it was the 31st of August.
So we have 2 weeks of rehearsal, 31st.
2.5 weeks.
2.5 weeks,
Yeah.
because we will then open on the 18th
Where?
of September at the
Norris Theater in Rolling Hills Estate.
And a hard-boiled egg.
Yeah.
And
Make that
so,
too hard-boiled
do the math.
Okay. all
I'm
right.
not going to do it for you.
I brought an abacus.
There's no math required in this job, so we're fine.
I didn't know what to feed it.
Is it difficult to have to get a show up that quickly as an actor? I mean,
Well, it depends. I had about 2 weeks to do Phantom, and again, it's size apart. And Nick has so much more work than anyone else to do. So it varies with your part. You know how much you physically have to do. How many lines do you have? How many songs do you have? How much business do you have? And that can affect it. One thing that's fascinating to watch, particularly these guys work, and just the joy of working with professionals, is that you come into a piece like this. Comedy is so tricky. It's hard to rehearse because while everyone's trying to add new bits and learn their bits, they're also trying to succeed right away so we can get to what the timing is. And you've got everybody trying to learn that. But watching everybody come together so quickly is really exciting. So some of that pressure cooker element is what creates great work, I think.
and
too.
how much you learn from each other. I mean, you can do a show a million times, and yet, that one night you'll see something and think, oh, I never noticed that before, or,
Oh, no, absolutely.
it's just amazing.
Absolutely. One of the beauty things about theater itself and working on a show is watching it come to fruition.
Yeah, absolutely.
Watching everything blossom. It's just, and you don't see it at the beginning. At the beginning, you may look at it and go, I don't know about that. And then by the end, you're saying, that's what it is.
And recently somebody asked me, what's it like on opening night? Do you ever get tired of it night after night? And of course the answer is no, because every night there's
Is a new
something
audience.
amazing and different, right? But I think for actors, for people that don't really understand that, they just think, oh, it's just kind of a repetitive thing, but not so.
My father used to say that. He used to
Yeah.
say about Yul Brynner, it's like, how could he do the same thing over and over and over again? And I say two things. Number one, it's a different audience every night, which
Right.
makes it a new experience every night. And number two, he made a fortune.
Yeah, well,
That's it.
So money's a good thing too, right?
Yeah, money's good. Money's good. Yeah.
But
yeah.
you
heard-
We hope
of
to
it.
make
Me
some once
too.
we leave
I haven't
the
seen
Norris
it.
Theater
Yeah.
in Rolling Hills
Exactly.
Estate.
Actually, I don't think you guys should leave the Norris Theater because, this is where you belong, right?
I mean, but what transcends, what transcends the paycheck truly is in this case, these 450 people that come to see us each
Right.
night, the different groups of people. And I must say, though, that with a long run, and I just came off of a national tour, Happy Days, a new musical.
Wow.
We toured from the beginning of January until the first week in June. And,
Who did you play in that?
I played Arnold Del
Oh, are you the
Vecchio.
governor?
Wow.
The governor? The governor?
Arnold?
Arnold.
Oh, the governor.
The governor.
That's
Yeah, no.
Happy days.
Happy Days, and we'll be back.
Welcome to my diner.
it's not that happy in this state right now, right?
No, it's not,
No,
believe me.
unfortunately. But
It's
anyhow,
more of a state of depression.
Jukebox anymore. The songs don't play.
Yeah, Sunday, Monday, not so happy days.
and Chris will tell you from doing Camelot, because he was out on tour with Camelot, that it is a job, and we do day in and day out. But the craft, once again, is making it fresh and spontaneous every single night, as though this was the first time.
every time.
This audience is seeing this for the first time, and you are doing this for the first time.
And no
kind of
offense to
freshness it.
dramatic actors, but I think you'll agree with me. Comedy, I think, is the most intricate of arts. It's a science.
It's a science indeed.
Yeah.
It's so delicate. It's so precious.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, well,
that
not when you're funny like you are.
Aw, look at you.
Easy, right?
No, wait, hold on.